Hey everybody. And 6 months ago, I was going back and forth between keeping my legacy Sony equipment I've been using for years and years or switching to Lumix. And this was all due to a spur of the moment camera purchase a long time ago. I bought a secondary camera to do video so I could do some YouTube stuff. And that one purchase changed everything. And I'm kind of shocked I just jumped in so quickly with both feet. And I want to talk about that a little bit. So my main thing is I had a Lumix G9 II, which is what I'm shooting this video on right now. And that really turned the page for me in a big way. And so my back and forth was I had a very, very capable Sony equipment, and it's in the previous video if you want to take a look at that and just kind of see what I had. But I jumped in and went and purchased the Lumix, and I got the S1R II because, as you can see by the quality of this video, I'm not a videographer, I'm a photographer. And so photography was my primary concern over the video features. So even though this is a very, very capable video camera, that was not the reason I purchased it. I purchased it for full frame, 44 megapixel, with the ability to do, 170 some odd megapixels on, high res mode. Was pretty outstanding when I saw the results on even just my G9 II and playing around with that. And so what I went with is I purchased from Action Camera in Roseville. Please support your local camera stores if you can, please. I bought this from Action Camera in Roseville during one of their trade-in days. So I went in, I turned in every piece of Sony gear I had, and I got myself the S1R II and the 24-105 f4 S series lens. Absolutely phenomenal. I love the f4 constant aperture on this. In the old days when I shot film, I had a bunch of Canon EF series and the L series optics, all 2.8 or faster. What I do nowadays, and with what digital is now capable of, I really don't see a huge need to go to 2.8 right now. I may change my mind at a later point, but I really appreciate a little smaller, lighter lens. And because the sensors are so capable, I don't mind shooting in high ISOs because they clean up so well, either on their own or even with the help of some with some software to clean it. So anyway, I wrote some notes because, as you may know from previous videos, I tend to ramble a lot. So I'm trying to keep myself on task a little bit more today. So one of the main things that made me switch to this camera was the color fidelity. In any photography that I've done so far, I cannot believe how accurate and well rendered the color is in these shots. That's what really did it for me, was color accuracy and the ability of when I push colors in the direction I want them to go, the system isn't weakened. It strengthens. I have the capability of, I have this gambit of color that's so accurate. If I want to push it one way or the other, I can easily do that. And I don't tend to do that too often. I'm more of a realist with my photography. I don't like things that have been pushed too far where people are like, I don't know if that's real or not. I kind of like to keep it within the boundaries of what was capable with film to a point. So color fidelity was the #1 reason I went. And also the clarity of the images. With 44 megapixel on this and with the quality of the optics I've shot, it's just amazing. And since then, I mean, in a matter of a 6-month period of time, I went and picked up some additional lenses. I picked up the S Pro 70-200 f4 lens. So if I need a little faster, zoom, I can, I've telephoto zoom, I've got that. And then of course I picked up 2 primes. And just because I know, with everything going on right now, everyone's on kind of a budget, and so am I. One of the things I did is I bought this camera and lens. I bought these new from Action Camera in Roseville, and let me tell you, those guys take care of me. They're a great store. If you live in the Sacramento Valley, please stop by Action Camera. They're not sponsoring this video. They don't even know I'm making this video, quite frankly. I'm not that big of a customer. But I went and got these 3 lenses used, and I got these from mpb.com, and really pleased with MPB. I've used them for lots of used equipment and been very happy with the results. And I got myself the 50mm 1.8 prime, 85 1.8 prime, and of course, like I already mentioned, the 7200 f4. And the sharpness and clarity of these lenses is absolutely amazing. I really want to try some of the Sigma primes on this camera, because though I love these lenses and they're very well made, you know, they are all plastic, but in this case, that's a benefit because it makes them lighter. It also makes them a little more durable than metal in many ways, because the plastic can give and flex if it gets a bonk or a scrape. So I've seen plastic lenses last very well and be very durable, so that doesn't really scare me off any. I like metal, but I don't like the weight of metal. So there's that give and take. But throughout this setup and what I've got so far, I really wish, my caveat is a back and forth, I really wish there were a lot more lens options within the S series lenses or the S Pro series lenses. There's some gaps that I had with my Sony that I could fill with Zeiss optics and some of the others. And I know I can buy Leica lenses for these and use that. And maybe at some point when my budget is a little better, maybe I'll pick up one of the Zeiss for that, because I do love the Zeiss for my Micro Four Thirds G9 II. All of the lenses I use on that are the Panasonic Leica combination. So I'd love some Leica lenses, in the S primes, but again, I've got to save my money. Now that I have this set up with the G9 II and the S1R II, I've done several photo jobs with these, and I've kind of, in a way, come out of retirement a little bit to do some photography because of lots of people requesting this. So, so far in the last 6 months, I've done 1 wedding, I've done 2 paid portraits, and I've done a ton of personal work going around when we went on vacation and did some little short driving trips around where I live. And again, I couldn't be happier with the results. And I'm going to try and show you some of these now and kind of show you a gambit of work I've been doing. So enjoy the little slideshow kind of. I'll share some pictures, and here we go. Take a look at these. So in here, these are some of the images I've taken on my ramblings. And with the color being so natural and clean, the black and white Leica option I really love. Same thing, just sharpness and clear and wonderful and so fun to shoot with. Again, I couldn't be happier with this camera as far as what it can do. And, it's made photography fun for me again. And that's saying a lot. I mean, I've shot with so many cameras, but it just has been so kind of flawless in its execution, for just normal photo taking. And though none of these photos are what I'd call portfolio images for sure, they're just fun little snapshots I take along my way for, whatever I'm doing, and I'm just so happy with them. So, again, kudos to Lumix for creating something just so much fun to shoot with. Hope you enjoyed that selection of photos, and those were all taken, of course, with the S1R II, with a variety of different LUTs. I like to play around with those on the Lumix Lab app, and that's something I wanted to touch on next. Is Lumix is really the first camera photography company that really puts a very, very high emphasis on the customer. And this is just absolutely amazing with me, with their live stream that they have available here on YouTube, on all the support and all the questions you can ask, and it really is an incredible community. So that was a wonderful surprise I had with joining kind of the Lumix customer group. Is so impressed with the feedback, and also with support and help and questions and learning about how to use your Lumix better was just amazing. So really, really pleased with that. So I couldn't be happier. And you know, when it comes down to it, you know, I love being out with my camera. I love shooting pictures. It's just a part of my life. And I just really love using the S1R. And with this latest firmware update they just did, they've addressed a few of the issues that some specific customers were having with video, with overheating. I never experienced any overheating whatsoever, but same thing. I really don't do video with it. I'm going to probably experiment with it more in the future, but I just don't have a need for real high-end video, since the highest quality I ever produce is what I'm doing right now on the G9 II. And even then, shooting at 4K, it's going to be reduced down to, you know, YouTube levels anyway. So again, just couldn't be happier with the system and with what I've done here with this camera, and just I'm so excited at what's coming next with Lumix and what they've got in, hopefully in store in the future with maybe new lenses. I'd love to see, you know, a few more lenses in the lineup at this point. That would be kind of cool. But that's where we're at. Thanks for listening to my rambling, and hopefully I kept this a little shorter today, with just how much I am excited about this camera. I'd like to do another video on the settings, what I like to use, how I like to set the camera, and do a little more of that too, because I know there aren't a lot of videos out there in YouTube right now talking about the photography side of this camera. There's a lot on video, but not a lot just on pure photography. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your day.